Joshua chapter 5. Let's take a quick look at this. Right, so I did that video, right? I did the video, Angel of Jehovah is Michael the Archangel. And I cited, there's a clip, but I was referring to the letter of Jude, where he specifically identifies Michael the Archangel as the one who, at the time Moses died, was disputing with the devil over his body. And I referenced Exodus 23, 20 through 23, which we've read many times, to show that the angel of Jehovah was appointed to lead the Israelites, I call them Israelites, right, because of now, but lead the Hebrews to where they would eventually become known as Israelites, to lead the Hebrews through the land and to battle with all the nations, and they were to listen to that angel, right? Jehovah said, you listen to him, he can pardon or not pardon. You better listen to him. He's got my name in him. I'm not this angel. This angel has my name, and I'm giving him authority. And you're supposed to look at this angel like me, right? They talk to him like, and the angel talks right, because as we know, the angels are not doing their own will. They're not representing their own person. They're representing God himself. And that's why the angel spoke to Moses out of the burning bush as God, even though Acts chapter 7 says it was angels. So I pointed out that connection to show that the angel of Jehovah from Exodus 23 has the authority over all the Hebrews, including Moses. He was given that authority in Exodus 23. So why would Michael, if Michael is different from that angel, the one appointed in Exodus 23, why would Michael be there? There's no one else that Jehovah in Exodus 23 said, this is the one who has authority over you to decide what's going to happen to you. Well, isn't that what Michael and Satan are talking about in relation to Moses' body? What's going to happen with it? There's no one else who had that authority. And there's another text that we're given in Joshua chapter 5 that takes place right after the events that Jude describes involving Michael, Satan, and Moses' body. If those events happened when Moses died, right? And so after Moses dies, Joshua takes over. Joshua takes them into an area near Jericho, which is a historically verifiable location. I have a video about it, and even precise in terms of the details described in the Bible. So Joshua leads the Hebrews near Jericho. And Jehovah, through his angel, tells Joshua, you got to circumcise the people again, because all the people that were circumcised when I freed you from Egypt have died, and the ones born to you in the 40 years wandering in the wilderness aren't circumcised. So then Joshua circumcises the people, and they kind of heal up. And after this happens, right after they're circumcised and all the people are healing up, look what happens. And it came about when Joshua happened to be by Jericho that he proceeded to raise his eyes and look. And there was a man standing in front of him with a sword drawn in his hand. So Joshua walked up to him and said, are you for us or for our adversaries? To this, he said, the one who's standing there with the sword in his hand, no, but I, as prince of the army of Jehovah, I have now come. With that, Joshua fell on his face all the way down to the earth and prostrated himself and said, what is my Lord saying to his servant? Now, this expression, prince of the army of Jehovah, the Hebrew term for prince is sar, and it could mean chief, ruler, prince. You're a ruler. You're the one who's overseeing them. You're in charge. Just like Michael's the prince of Israel according to Daniel, right? So here in Joshua 5, the being presents himself as the prince of the army, not the prince of Israel. The prince of the army of Jehovah. Well, and in the Greek text, it says, ego archistrategos, dunameos kyriou. I, the arch general of the powers of the Lord, right? Or that's the later Septuagint text, right? The powers of Jehovah, Yahweh. Archistrategos means arch general, basically, right? Well, what does that sound like? Archangel. He's the prince of the army, everybody. Who else could be the prince of the army but the archangel? He's the ruler of the angels, and the angels are God's army. Sennacherib found that out, didn't he? So if this prince that appears before Joshua is the angel of Jehovah, the one who's been with them this whole time since being appointed, and even before that, but in a special way since Exodus 23, there's no way this could be anybody but Michael the Archangel. Because who else is prince of the army? You mean to tell me there's a prince or ruler of the army of Jehovah and an archangel who rules that same army? And both of them are here with the angel of Jehovah? It doesn't make any sense, right? One angel was given the authority. Exodus 23, 20 through 23. Real simple stuff. No one else. Then Jude says Michael engaged in an argument with Satan over Moses' body. So obviously Michael had authority over that body. And yet Exodus 23 tells us it's the angel of Jehovah that has that authority. Then, right after the argument involving Moses' body, the prince of the army of Jehovah appears to Joshua. So if Michael is the archangel, and Michael the archangel is the angel of Jehovah, who was disputing over Moses' body, why wouldn't this be him? Right? He's the prince. Michael's the prince in Daniel. He's the archangel. He's the ruler of the angels. This is the ruler of the army of Jehovah. It's the same thing, everybody. They probably just didn't have archangelos in use as much as they did archistrategos, which is why it was used in the Septuagint. But they mean basically the same thing. How many rulers of Jehovah's army are there? How many princes of Jehovah's army are there? How many archangels does the Bible present? One. One of the army of Jehovah, right? You could argue Satan is in the sense a ruler of his angels. That's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the army of Jehovah. Who's that archangel? Who's that prince? It's the same one. It would have to be, because he's telling Joshua what to do. He's got a sword in his hand. Well, what would you have a sword for? Because you're either going to kill someone or you're not going to kill him, right? And look at the way he talks. Draw your sandals off your feet because the place you are standing is holy. And then he goes on to speak. See, I have given Jericho and its king, the valiant mighty men, into your hand. Right? It says, and Jehovah went on to say, but it's the angel with God's name in him speaking. And look, if this prince isn't the army of if this prince of the army of Jehovah isn't the angel of Jehovah, why is he telling Joshua what to do? according to Exodus 23, 20 through 23, that's what the angel of Jehovah was appointed to do. It's clear, is it not? Michael the Archangel is the one who was appointed in Exodus 23 to lead the Israelites, the Hebrews, who fought with Satan over Moses' body, and who appeared to Joshua right here and openly identified himself as the prince of Jehovah's army. I don't think it could be any clearer. And he starts ordering Joshua what to do, something only that angel in Exodus 23 had the authority to do. So it's clear, is it not? Michael the Archangel is the angel of Jehovah and the prince of the army of Jehovah from Exodus 23 and Joshua 5. And Jesus in 1 Thessalonians 4:16 is explicitly identified as an archangel. So, Trinitarians, you can believe whatever you want. Makes no difference. We believe the Bible. And you notice here it says that Joshua fell on his face to the earth and prostrated himself to this being. Here's clear precedent, everybody, for the exact same treatment that we see given to Jesus in the New Testament. He's the prince of the army of Jehovah. He's the firstborn. This is all appropriate to him, just like it's appropriate to others like David, who received proskuneo and who were treated in similar ways. Revelation 3:9 explicitly teaches that Jesus would even make Jews come and worship or proskuneo before his followers' feet. Has nothing to do with worshiping those individuals, but with acknowledging those individuals in their relationship with, in Revelation 3:9's case, Jesus, and in this case, God, right? God gave this angel this authority, this honor. He told the Hebrews, you listen to him or you're going to die. My name is in him. You do exactly what he tells you. So when you prostrate yourself before someone Jehovah appoints and who only does what Jehovah appointed him to do, who are you worshiping? Who was Joshua actually worshiping here? Yes, he directed it to Michael, the angel of Jehovah, the prince of the army of Jehovah. But with would you not agree? It's clear that this angel is not Jehovah. He says explicitly he's the prince of the army of Jehovah. So Trinitarians have lost in every conceivable way, and they have failed to make one of the most basic identifications anywhere in the Bible. Angel of Jehovah, prince of the army of Jehovah, Michael the Archangel, Jesus. It's all very clear. It's all right in front of you. All you have to do is abandon your traditions and later Constantinopolitan doctrine, and you'll be able to see it, Trinitarians. But until you do, you never will. So my friends, even though this is clear to us and you can show these texts, don't get confused. More than likely, Trinitarians will not care. They're not interested in this stuff. Just look at the views of my text readings versus the Trinity videos. They're interested in their false doctrine, their tradition, just like the Jews that were rejected because of their tradition.